Hey guys, today I'm making another basic bread with a twist. I never make the same bread twice. I mean, it's the same recipe, but I never use the same sugar or oil twice in a row, just so that you get variety. Here I'm going to use a 1/4 cup. I have my 3 cups of water. And I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of raw honey. And a 1/4 cup of golden honey. You can just use any kind of honey you want or any kind of sugar you want. Alright, mix that in. Now this is really hot water, and we're going to want to let it come down to temperature between 105 and 120. This, I can only hold on to the sides of it for a couple seconds before it gets too hot. If you don't have a thermometer, you'll know it's at about the right temperature. When holding on to the sides of it, it doesn't burn, but it still has heat. Or you can put a knuckle in it and it doesn't hurt. Alright, we're going to let that sit for about 5. It's okay that the honey's not all, that's like some of the wax, because like I said, this is raw honey. And that will not hurt it one bit. It'll just add very good flavor to your bread. Alright, we're going to let this sit for 5 minutes, and then we'll be back to add the yeast. Alright, our water has sat and cooled down, and all the honey is nice, and you can see the wax on top. It's beautiful. So 1.5 tablespoons, and gently sprinkle it on top. You don't want it to fall down to the bottom and die. You want it to be able to have air and grow. Now, some people would only let this sit for a minute or two. In my house, we like to let it go for a while so it gets slightly sourdoughy. So I'm going to let this sit for about 20 minutes, and then it'll puff up and get this big bubble on top. Then we'll turn it into bread. We'll be back. Alright, it's been 20 minutes, and it's all boobly and poofy and puffed up. So, and I like to even change up the kind of salt I use. Okay, 1 teaspoon. This is a 1/2 teaspoon, so I'm adding 1 teaspoon of salt. You can use any kind of salt you want, and let's get that all mixed in there so that the salt doesn't kill the yeast. Now I've got 6 cups in here, and we're going to use 6 to 8 cups. Depending upon the moisture and the heat and the temperature, depends upon how much flour you will actually need. Alright, 1/2 cup of oil. You can use any kind of oil you want. Today I'm using extra virgin olive oil. And yes, it is actually olive oil. Always check to make sure you check the back of your ingredients list, because sometimes they can be mostly canola or any number of types of oils and not just olive oil. Alright, oil. And the yeast. Big sturdy fork. Do your job. I'm going to need a little bit more than 6 cups. 2 days ago when I made bread, I only needed exactly 6 cups, but today I've been having a lot of hot water I'm boiling some stuff and making some jams and jellies, so there's a lot of hot moisture in the air. So I need a little bit more than 6 cups. Not much more. There we go. A little bit more. Ooh, I think it's getting to the point. It's getting there. This tells me I had a lot of moisture in my air. Alright, now that it's a semi-blob, let's make sure you can see me over here. Okay. Alright, now that it's a semi-blob, sprinkle some more flour on it, and then flour on my counter. It all spread out. Flour on my hands. Okay, dump this out. And start working this and kneading it into a bread dough. Quarter churn, fold in half, press. Quarter churn, fold in half, press. Pick it up. And you're always going to get a little chunk of dough right here. Sure your hands and everything are good and floured. Fold in half. See what you're doing? We're folding the flour into the dough. Quarter turn. Alright. Now it's perfect. So put it in a bowl. Put a bread towel on it. And let it double in size, which will take about 45 minutes to an hour. There we go. We'll be back. Okay, our dough has doubled. It took about an hour and a half. I don't know why. I think it's because it's cooled down in here quite a bit. And there's still a lot of moisture in the air. Alright, a lot of people punch it down, but you don't need to. Turn it out, it'll fall. Cover it in flour so you don't stick to it. You can roll it out with a rolling pin if you want, but a lot of people don't have rolling pins. want for sure a big pan. Knife works too. I just want to be quick about it. Roll it up. Tuck the ends under and into each other. Make sure the fold is on the bottom and into your pan. And then these here actually, look at that. I'm going to put it into another small pan. I have to get it ready. And we'll let these rise until they come up about to here, double. And then we'll stick them in the oven on 350. We'll be back. Here's our bread, big and beautiful and poofy. Spray a little bit of spray on it, throw them in the oven for 30 to 35 minutes on 350 degrees. We'll be back. Alright, the oven just rang. Yep. Check on our bread. It's all beautiful and done. Pull it out of the oven. Look at that. Alright. And then we're going to let it sit and cool for about 5 minutes before we pull it out of our bread pans. And we'll be done. We'll be back, I mean. It's been cooling for 5 minutes and we're going to pull them out of the pan. Look at how beautiful those are. Oh. And then after they come out of the pan and they've cooled for a while, we'll put them in their bags. Thanks for coming along on this adventure, and I hope that you learned that basic bread recipe. Just change it and shift it up a little bit, and you can have wonderful homemade bread of any number of flavors and different tastes, and never have to have the same bread twice. Thank you, and remember, stay positive. Bye.